is a man who has a passion, who has the courage, a man with a big heart, who has the dedication and determination to fight for what we believe in. He is a man who has plans to build a stronger economy, to develop better education, and to create effective leadership. That man is Dr. Bryan Chu.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing here tonight? Thank you all for coming out and support. Well, before I begin my speech, I would like to take a special moment to recognize the chairman of the Harris County Republican Party, Mr. Paul Simpson, is here in the house. You know, Mr. Paul Simpson has done such a wonderful job for the Republican Party since he took office in 2014. And I urge each and every one of you to vote for him come this May during the runoff, because we all want him to be re-elected as chairman of the Harris County Republican Party. And we're also very honored to host the chairman of the Fort Bend County Republican Party, Mr. Mike Gibson. I also would like to recognize the following elected officials and distinguished guests who are here with us tonight. Dr. Steve Lee, our newly elected City Councilman for District F, City of Houston. And of course his lovely wife, Ms. Boon Hien. Mrs. Lily Trung, our newly elected Board of Trustees. Ms. Lon Davis, President of the Asian Republican Club. Ms. Grace Huang, Board Member of Overseer of the Chinese Organization, Board Member of Texas Asian Republican Club, and also Harris County Republican Party Chinese Engagement Coordinator. Ms. Virgie Manning, head of the Super Neighborhood 17. And Ms. Victoria Bryant, ex-president of the Texas Asian Republican Club, also our lovely and wonderful MC tonight. And Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Sally Burke-Hugh, chairman of the Engagement Committee of the Harris County Republican Party. Thank you all for coming out and to support tonight. And I also would like to thank the most important people in my life. The person standing next to me, my lovely and beautiful wife, Lynn Chu, who is always next to me in all events. My parents who are here tonight, I don't know where they're sitting, but they're here somewhere. And my sons, Vincent, Brandon, and Danny Chu, unfortunately they cannot be here because they are away for college. And of course, I cannot forget to mention the men and the women who have helped me tremendously for the last 2 months, my campaign team, and my volunteers. And last but not least, I would like to thank all my sponsors, whose names you will hear and see on the sides, on the screens, on both sides of the stage. Thank you, sponsors. Lastly, I especially want to express my gratitude for all my friends who come from many different countries and many states. We have several guests from Toronto, Canada, led by Mr. Trần Quốc Thiện, all the way from Toronto, Canada. He is the ex-president of the Vietnam veteran of the South Vietnam Armed Forces in Toronto. We have 3 guests from Southern California, led by Mr. Yu Min. I don't know if he's back in the room yet. He is the president of VNA TV and a famous news commentator. We have several guests from Denver, Colorado, Mr. Hoàng Yak Gan and Mrs. Nguyễn Hoàng Yến. And lastly, we have a close friend coming all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, Mr. Alan Bao. He's right here. Well, thank you very much. And honey, you can take your seat now. I don't want you to stand here the next 45 minutes. Thank you. I have never thought of a day that I would be running for elected office. So fortunate to have freedom, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to say what we want, to assemble when we want, without the fear of imprisonment. It is that freedom that brought us to this country. It is that freedom that makes Texas so special, one of the greatest states in the nation. And it is that freedom that I will fight to protect for you in the state capitol in Austin. You know, one of the first questions people have been asking me, why are you running in the district where we already have a Vietnamese American representative? Well, my answer is very simple. I am running because I love the people of District 149, because I have worked closely with them for the past 10 years. I am running because I believe I can do a much better job bringing benefits back to the people of this district than Mr. Hubert Vo. And I am running because I am a proud Republican. I also want to give back to the country where I have lived for the last 37 years. For everything that it has given me, my family, and my people. My family came to the United States in the early 1980s, as poor as Charlie Chaplin living in the City of Light. After 30 years of struggling, studying, hard working, all 5 of my brothers and sisters, including myself, are now considered the top 5% in the country. Each of us took a different path, and for me, I studied to become an electrical engineer and later a dentist. This country has given us so many opportunities that no matter which path we took, and if we tried hard enough, we all became successful. One of the reasons why we always try so hard to push ourselves to succeed is because of what my father had told us 37 years ago, when we were living in a very small 2-bedroom apartment with 7 family members. Now talk about the struggle with my 3 sisters for the use of the bathroom in the morning trying to get ready for school. Those were horrible memories. Anyway, what my dad had said to us was, we had abandoned everything that was dear to our hearts in our motherland so that you may have freedom in America. And now, with freedom, you can have everything back. His words were so true because there is not a country in the world where you could become an electrical engineer at age 22 and later change your mind to become a chemical engineer at age 36 and a dentist when you turn 40. I have traveled all over the world, but as President Ronald Reagan once said, there's no place like home. Home sweet home, the USA. Ladies and gentlemen, my father is here sitting in the audience tonight. And I would like to take this special occasion to thank my father for bringing me into this world and for guiding me to become who I am today. Dad, can you please stand up and receive the well-deserved recognition from your favorite son? There he is. Well, my brother's not a pro fit if he hears I said I'm his favorite son. But that's what I think. Because out of 5 brothers and sisters, he picked me to follow his footsteps and to become a member of society where I can contribute everything that I learned from him. Well, the next question people normally ask me is that, what do you plan to do when you go to Austin, the capital of the great state of Texas, after winning the election? Well, I want to do a lot of good things for the people of this great state. However, there are several main issues that I want to focus in. As you all know by now, I am a big fan for better and higher education. I am a living proof of how education can change a person's life. From working at McDonald's at a minimum wage of $3.25 an hour, to being an electrical engineer making $60,000 a year, and now being a dentist with a 6-figure income. Education has completely changed the quality of my life. Therefore, we must think about improving the quality of our children's education so that they can have the same opportunity that I had. This is exactly why I am a big supporter for charter schools. Charter schools give parents more choices to educate their children by allowing them to choose the school of their choice. Opening more doors to education is the key to building our state's future. After education, my next priority is to try to help out the elderly population. As I perform my community services for the last 10 years in Houston, I often ran into many retired people who live on a fixed income. One of the chief concerns that they often complain about is the outrageous property tax that is eating into their Social Security checks or their pension payout. I have made a commitment to introduce a law that gives senior citizens a tax relief from their normal property tax once they are retired. Senior citizens can now choose to spend the extra cash either to take care of their health or to live the life of retirement as they please. Now that brings me to my next and final focus, healthcare. As a doctor, I know finding quality healthcare is a constant challenge for the old and sick and their families. Thousands of people are moving to Texas and many of them are uninsured. On top of that, our baby boomers are getting older and the elderly population is growing. The number of people over the age of 60 is going to jump from 4.6 million people in 2015 to 5.7 million in 2020. We simply do not have enough doctors to care for the increasing number of sick and old people. To treat everyone, we must invest in our healthcare system's future. First, we need to solve the doctor shortage crisis. To add more doctors to our clinics and hospitals, we must continue to expand the number of residency positions. At the present, we don't have enough hospital residency spots for the 1,500 students graduating from Texas medical schools annually. Second, we must set aside funding for the state health agencies to help the elderly find caregivers and to regulate nursing home providers. All of these things I will advocate for in order to improve our health care system. That is what I want to fight for you, for all Texans, a better education, a tax relief for the elderly, and a better health care system. Now, I want to take a moment to reflect on the general frustration of many people in District 149 and of many people in this ballroom. In 11 years as state rep, Mr. Hubert Vo has not done his part that the people had entrusted him to do. He had failed to live up to his promises, and he had failed to pass any law that is pertinent to the improvement of the economy or the quality of lives for the people in Texas. Hubert Vo must be replaced because 2 more years of the same is not acceptable. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford 2 more years of Hubert Vo. 2 years ago, Mr. Hubert Go said in one of his speeches that he will step down after the 6th term. Well, it is time for him to keep his word, and it is time for him to go. Well, critics say that I am an underdog. I'll accept that. We've all been underdogs. We may be underdogs, but we are also fighters. And you and I will fight alongside for Texas and for our future. I am running to give you a voice in the future of this state. Now more than ever, we need new leaders to safeguard our freedom and to stand up for our values. We need a new leader that will fight for your rights and benefits, and not the other way around. With your help and support, I will restore the voice that we deserve to have in the state capitol. With that in mind, I cannot win this race alone without your help. I cannot do it alone. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I need your contribution, your support, and I need your votes. I am asking that after today, you spread the word and tell everyone you can about my race to the state capitol through emails, through text, Facebook, Twitter, word of mouth, etc. And before I finish, I would like to ask you 3 questions. Do you want to have a better education for your children? Yes. Do you want to have a tax relief when you retire and live on a fixed income? Yes. Do you want to have a health care system that will take care of you when you become sick? Yes. If the answers are all yes, then please vote for me this November and send me to Austin, Texas, so I can fight for you. I pledge to you tonight that when I get elected to be your state representative, I will keep my promises and I will always fight my heart out for you. Thank you very, very much, and God bless. And now I would like to have a few words in Vietnamese to address to the Vietnamese audience.